Now to the run home with Joel and Fletch, and Fletchy's getting stuck into a few food videos at the moment. 1300 01 1170. Social media, Instagram, TikTok at Joel Fletch SEN, and don't forget the challenge from Chocky from Calderwood. Slide into the vent line, which is the DMs on Instagram. Hold down the audio button and you can vent away or call your way to a grand final. 40 Wings Temper text machine 0457 736 736. A great night's sleep, night after night after night. That is the difference. The difference is Temper. The best contributors today, we've got the Signa Boost Power Bank. And now for new tech, optimise your business with automation. The captain of Morning Glory on a Friday. You'll hear him tomorrow. It is Matty Johns. G'day, mate.
Joel, Fletch, good afternoon, gentlemen. And Fletch,
yes,
finality tonight, our last show, mate.
It is.
And,
yes.
And I'm just letting you know, mate, I've just been down the bottle and got ourselves a big bottle of vodka, mate, just had before the show. So, look, continue that tradition.
I feel it's tequila, Matthew, because as we've discussed, tequila is an upper.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez. Okay.
I'll look after us.
Well,
I'll look after us.
Righto, you look after us. I'll bring the vodka, you bring the tequila.
Yeah.
Mate, we'll just do as we do.
Yeah. We don't drink until, obviously, it's finished.
Oh, yes.
Until the show is definitely finished.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactamundo.
Now, Matthew, has your opinion changed? I know on Tuesday we asked you briefly about Melbourne Storm v the Broncos. Are you still pretty keen on the Storm? Nothing's changed your mind?
Fletch, I'm still Storm, mate. I'm still Storm. They just got the big game know-how, and they got a team. A lot of the key men in those sides are very even-keeled, and they're consistent. And you know what you're going to get from them. And, blokes like Munster, Munster, whilst he's a bit of a loose unit, in big games you can just depend on him. I still place him ahead of Nathan as far as great big game players. Just what he's done at every single level, and he's been terrific this final series. He's had not an up and down season, a little bit of a subdued season coming off hip operations and whatnot, but tell you what, he's been good in the last two outings. Harry Grant, the blokes like that, they just speak for themselves, and that spine. If there's one area where I reckon Brisbane could have a bit of vulnerability, is through the middle as the game goes on. And, mate, that Storm spine, I've never seen a spine who can take apart an opposition middle defence like them. So, yeah, I'm still pro-Storm.
What about for the Broncos? I know it was only his first game back, Adam Reynolds, but do you feel that he needs to maybe take the line on a little bit more, or you feel that he doesn't need to because he's got those superstars out the back with Walsh and Katoni?
Fletch, I sort of think with Renault, I'd be saying to him, mate, let's just keep this really simple. I'd really focus hard, a little bit of direction early in the sets, but then focus just hard, really, really hard in your last tackle options. Be selective there. Like, I think in his absence, the Broncos, through simplifying their football, actually found, I reckon, like the Broncos' DNA, how they play football. Back in the day when they were winning comps, I mean, the Broncos' style of football, when they had during their golden years, was pretty simple. It was Kevin Alf would sort of take you on through the middle, but they would effectively work to an edge to the field and just open up the field and get the ball as quick as they could to blokes like Steve Reynolds and whatnot. And that was Broncos football. It was very simple, and it was on the back of they're really talented, fast attacking players, and so for Renault, a little bit with Renault. Renault's the anomaly there in the fact that I think that the Broncos play their best football when it's really up tempo, but sometimes they can lose control of their own game. Renault, on the other hand, is very composed, but he does play at a slower tempo, and so that's when I talk about him doing less. I think it's almost like you got to leave. He has to leave room for Reece Walsh to fill the hole. That makes sense. Like, I want Reece Walsh playing some first receiver on him, playing some second receiver. I just want to see him pop up all around the field. And Benny Hunt and Adam Renault, occasionally that means they're going to have to take a back seat and get out of the way.
Hey, Matty, I'll share tonight. I'll get him on side after you blokes. Reece Walsh is getting all the plaudits, and fair enough. Like, he's been wearing a cape at the moment. However, it comes at a cost. You watch him defensively on the goal line. Go and watch the play where Payne Haas saves the day. So Talangi, if he dives on it, Penrith are off to a grand final, but Payne Haas just beats him, plonks it there. That whole set, Reece Walsh is nowhere near the play. So, yes, the attack's flying, but...
Oh, you mean his positional play?
Positional play. He's nowhere near the play.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you this. Last week, Will Kennedy was half a step out of the way, and Munster and Pap found him.
Got him.
So
got him.
That's my concern. I think Pappenhausen will be just smiling like a Cheshire cat. There'll be that many opportunities for him.
I tell you what, it's funny, like these days we judge all our footballers on what Billy Slater did to a certain extent. Slater was just a phenomenon in the fact that a couple of reasons. Firstly, I through the history of the game, I've never seen a player who just week in, week out did freakish things and never lost his consistency. All throughout his career, he remained really consistent, even though he was doing freakish things every single week, like this freakish talent. But the other thing about him, he had the equal attitude to his tack was his defence. Like, he poured that much money, that much energy into his defence. He would, this thing now about, fullbacks are the chiefs in defence as far as aligning the defenders, telling, the bloke coming back third man, go to the left, not to the right, etc. That all came from Slater. That was Slater's go. And, and that's the thing. He was a freak. He'd be on one side of the field, then he'd get on his bike and be at the other side. And it's very hard to do for someone like Reece Walsh, who pours so much energy into his attack. It is so hard to make that transition and have the same attitude in defence. You can see he's still learning that.
Well, that's it, Matty. And he's a power athlete, right? So he doesn't have that AFL run-all-day type capacity. And if you go back to that Canberra game, Ricky Stewart must have been all over it. He gets him with Hudson Young with a kick.
Yep.
He gets him with Sebastian Chris with a kick. And the difference for me, this is why I'm with you, Matty, and I'm pro-Melbourne Storm. Ryan Pappenhausen is in the frame for every opposition try. He's in the picture, and that try saver against Nickera, those little 1%ers are the difference.
Why don't you think? I mean, when Penrith and Nathan's very, very good, he's quite studious. Why don't you think they tried? They could.
They did. They had him.
I know that was only the one.
Jordan Ricky put the foot
out.
out.
But it was only one.
Yeah.
Why don't you think they tried it?
I don't know.
Multiple times.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm really bullish on. I said to you blokes on Tuesday on Pappenhausen.
Oh, me too.
I think he's a great bet. You watch him, right? What the Melbourne Storm, what they do with their spine, and just have a look at them, right? Back in the day, they used to say, right, make sure you spread out and use a bit of width and whatnot. When the Melbourne Storm start charging through the middle and start to get dominance through the ruck, you have a look at all the spine players. Harry Grant, Jerome Hughes, Cameron Munster, and Ryan Pappenhausen. You can literally throw a hula hoop around the four of them. They literally sit that tight in the ruck, and they just work as a four-man combination. And, it might be, Munster might take the ball, inside ball for Paps. He gets a quick play of the ball. Then all of a sudden, Harry jumps out and Jerome goes to hit a hole. But the more momentum they build, the straighter they play. And that's what just makes them such a handful.
And that's it. And the total opposite. You see Corey Pakes, I think he had 4 runs. He had 2 runs.
Yeah.
Then Ben Hunt went. So they don't really worry about the ruck because they realise their strengths. Or there's an offload. They play off an offload. Payne Haas has got an offload, and then they go. But majority of it all is out the back or get early ball to Tony or Shibasaki.
Yep.
So it's quite contrasting styles.
Yeah, and that's why Fletch, Billy Walters is a real loss because he was given a lot of strike through the middle there, and I reckon that's one concern with the Broncos is the fact that there is that. As far as their attack's concerned, there's no doubt for spark there is an over-reliance on Reece. And Melbourne Storm had this thing that's been noted before, they call it head on a plate. And they will sit the day before the game as a group and they will nominate one player they're going to get to and they're going to break. Because they know if they break him, the rest of the side falls apart. It'll be Reece Walsh. That'll be the bloke. That's the bloke they're going to go after.
Yeah, I reckon they'll have a crack at Payne too, boys. I think we spoke about this earlier in the week where the 2016 grand final, did we speak about that on Tuesday, Matty, where Andrew Fafita comes off for his first sub, and his thighs were just lactic because they were spearing into his thighs. He said, I could hardly run.
Yeah.
They're going to go after Payne big time.
Well, that's it, mate. That was Melbourne Storm. That was the Taumalolo rule. When in the 2017 competition, Taumalolo was unstoppable. Hitting the fences, just driving through. And the Melbourne Storm, they had gone in the grand final. They just come up with the Taumalolo rule, which was the first marker, just get out as quick as you can and just chop him from side on around the legs. And big blokes, like back in the day, you'd always be hit mainly around the legs. When you boys, Fletch, you as a forward, the first contact was mainly around the legs, where that's quite foreign to forwards to these days, and particularly the big blokes, let alone getting hit from side on from marker, they hate it. It's that's the way, I think that sometimes with Toto, or even that, he's a short bloke, but bugger me, they're always trying to go high on him, because that's the way they're taught to defend. Some blokes are a legs tackle. You just got to hit them and stop their momentum dead in the tracks.
Do you reckon Bellamy would be going like, hey, boys, can you get me 25 Payne Haas tackles in the first half? Would they just spear into him just to try and take some kind of... But based on last week too, playing 80 minutes last week, 47 tackles, 180 metres, you've got to kind of go after that, don't you?
Yeah. Melbourne, in my opinion, won't look to push the ball to the edges at all in the first 30 minutes. The ball will eventually get there occasionally. Their whole focus will be just drilling through the middle, just screw-driving through the middle of the field, trying to get Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan, and all those back rowers who worked so hard last week to make 30 tackles before half-time. That's what they'll try to do. They'll try to play. It'll be 100% completion and just drill the middle. Forget about the scoreboard. We're just going to make the opposition middles just make tackle after tackle.
Oh, it's exciting. Cannot wait. I'll tell you what else was exciting. The Dally M's, Matty. Did you get around the red carpet?
Oh, Fletch, I did see a bit of it. I tell you what happened. I got there this time of the year, and I think everyone, the listeners will back this up. You just wake up every day so excited. By 6 o'clock, I just go, you know what, I feel like having a couple of beers.
Yes.
And so last night, I was sitting watching the red carpet. Next minute, I woke up and Teddy's he's collected the Dally M. So I don't know what really happened in between, but yeah.
No, it was pretty. It wasn't that many upsets. I think they got it correct.
Hey, boys, just on Teddy, right? Can you recall a player who has been so consistent, so brilliant for as long... I mean, you could probably say Cameron Smith, I suppose, but James Tedesco, every game.
Yeah, especially this year.
Yeah.
So he won...
Smith and Slater.
Yeah.
Smith and Slater, that'd be it.
He won by 22 votes. So everyone else was in the 40s. So the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, the top 8, they were on the 40s. He had 67. So that's how dominant he is.
So Metcalf's in 40, wasn't he?
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say, what about
40
Metcalf?
votes.
Mate, I was disappointed Fletch, our man, didn't get halfback of the year.
Well,
I'm a massive Nathan fan, but I thought our man might.
I did. I think it was more recency bias because they forgot about the first half of the year when he was... And I think Herbie was unlucky too. Herbie had an unbelievable year.
Mate, what about the Dolphins? Mate, I tell you, you got a lot worse than back then to win a comp next year. I reckon they can win a comp completely out of nowhere. Look at all the players they missed this year. All the blokes that had to get experience. Mate, blokes like Herbie and Kartoa, Max Plath, Kurt Donahue, all these outstanding players, mate, they're just going to get better and better and better. They, in my opinion, they're top 4 next year.
Well, the fact that Flegler's back training, which is good news, and
that's great.
We had Izzy on Matty's show, and I was having a yarn with him about how's young Fleg going. He goes, mate, he was our best trainer,
really,
in scrimmage. And I said, what do you mean in scrimmage? He goes, he was just the best because, and he was doing it with one arm.
Wow.
And I'm going. He goes, once he gets back, he's got a huge rap on him, Izzy Katoa on.
Couldn't that end up being one of the great stories? Like Flegler, like his career was over, out of the game for 2 years, and then comes back. If he can come back and play representative football again, or win a grand final, but mate, like Joel, and I know we've spoken about Fletch and I, and the listeners might get sick of hearing about the kid. I cannot tell you honestly, I've never spoke to someone who is so tactically smart as Izzy Katoa, and the kid's 21 years of age.
Wow. Wow.
He needs to be on.
And then on the Friday, he went on the Friday night.
Yeah.
And he was sitting on the panel with Brace, Cooper Cronk, and Kieran. And mate, even those blokes were sitting there talking to those blokes through the week, talking to Brace. He said they were all sitting there in the ab race, going, "Mate, this kid's a genius."
Wow.
They said the same thing about me too when I was on there too.
Yeah, they did, and Hindy too. I know.
But you know what though, boys? You see that often, right? Where in any sport where a superstar has been there and a young punk's followed them through. So, I mean, the Melbourne Storm haven't stopped producing dummy halves.
Yep.
Have they? They haven't stopped producing gun halves. He comes through behind Cleary. It just sets them up because they get to live every day and see he's the best there's ever been. I can do that.
Yeah, just getting little hints of him.
And I'm not saying the blokes that he's totally self-taught, but the question we asked him, who's your mentor? Who's the bloke that taught you all this stuff? And his answer was, in complete humility, said, "Oh, I sort of just pick it up myself. I don't miss a game. I watch all the games and I take a little bit of it from everybody."
You know what, too? If they did the remarkable next year and won it, or top four, the year before usually leaves clues. You know, they put 20 on Melbourne this year.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah,
they also had 60 put on them by the Chooks.
Yeah, I didn't. That doesn't help my story, Brian.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's outlawed too. That's outlawed. Narrative.
Bottom four.
Narrative's outlawed. We've got a few new things that are outlawed, Matty. I don't know if you're aware this week. The big dance gone. Not allowed to say that.
I hate it. Mate, hate it. AFL term.
Can't say it, and you can't also speak about people in the plurals.
Can you do it one last time tonight on the show?
The plurals.
Yeah. Just to hang it up properly.
Righto.
So what you could say, the Walshes, the Mams,
the Hasses.
the Hasses.
They're gone.
We're
getting rid of plurals.
Yes.
We've got to say their name. And, of course, versing and versed. That's got to go.
Yeah. And, mate, eyes up.
Yeah, well, that's a given.
Honestly, people who are still saying that, they're like the people that you turn up at Hanoi and they're still fighting the Vietnam War. I mean, come on, guys.
And the other thing, too, we've got to come up with it, and I've been trying hard. Jimmy Smith wants 20 blackjack or bust. We've got to get rid of rocks or diamonds with Reece. We've got to come up with a different analogy, and I've just been thinking about it. I know rocks and diamonds is a perfect fit, but Tourist, you're a good orator.
Tourist is distracted because we know that he's partial to not spending, and he's just won the meat tray.
Oh, and he can't.
He's been practicing the bagpipe. Someone told me. I've got a mate who went to school with who's a bagpipe player.
Is he?
Yeah. What about this? Right. What about this? What about if we just explain it the long way around? Yes, it might take a little bit of time, but we go, Reece Walsh. I might give this a crack tonight, Fletch. Do you know Reece Walsh, right? You know what? Sometimes he gets the ball and he does things that are just magnificent. And other times he does things you go, come on, Reece, that's your lesser self.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Almost like some things are really good
and
some things are really bad. Why don't we throw it out to the audience? Give us an analogy, all of the listeners out there. I don't mind Jimmy Smith's blackjack or bust.
Well, that's the market leader right now.
That's the only leader we got.
Yeah.
It's gold or diamonds. What about if it's Google or AI? Something like, what's more topical now?
Something or Temu? Isn't Temu the...
I've got it. It's either Instagram or MySpace.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. It's either text or a facsimile. What Temu? Can you help me with the Temu? I'm trying to get...
I don't know it myself, but they use that, don't they?
Temu is a company where you can buy stuff, i.e., if you wanted to get a pair of Adidas shoes, you go to Foot Locker or somewhere, you buy Adidas.
Yep.
Well, Temu have a version. They look like Adidas, but there's only 2 stripes.
Okay.
And there might be an eye missing in Adidas.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it's basically all stations to sweatshop.
So it's like Aldi to Woolworths.
No, they're just really shit stuff.
Yeah. Oh, right.
But
cheap, super cheap.
But as you know, mate, we don't need to buy Adidas shoes. We have stolen that.
Matthew.
Hey, Matthew, have you seen...
We don't talk about this on air.
Have you seen the expected Kangaroo side?
Yes, I did.
Any surprises?
I like it. There might be one or two. There's probably one or two bolters there, which I like all the mate. I really like all the young blokes getting picked because I think at the end of a long season, I think if you pick the experienced blokes, they go over and they go, oh, yeah, here we go, you know. But the younger blokes get off the plane, they're just buzzing. Like, you think about the young blokes like Ethan Strange, who's just a footy head, who runs out at Wembley Stadium. Like, it'd be the greatest moment of his life. So I always like, you know, picking a lot of the younger fellas and mix them in with Nathan and Munster and Isaiah Yeo. I think it's going to be a really good touring team.
And, of course, Jacob Preston got picked as well, Brian.
Oh, yes.
And no dickheads, too.
No.
Isn't that important, Fletch? No dickheads.
Very much so. No dickheads. I'm happy for Presto, but I'm worrying what Ian will do. Do you think we'll see Ian going over there? Or?
Ian?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd think that they're very much in love. You'd like to think that Ian would be on the plane. Well, whether Ian likes to do business class or...
No, that wouldn't happen because they're very savvy. Very savvy. I've realised that he's put all his money into a property. He still lives at home.
Good boy.
Yeah, he lives downstairs. Ian and him live downstairs. So I think they're quite frugal. I don't expect to see Ian going over to the UK.
Okay.
Let's think you'd be a bill splitter.
Heavy bill splitter.
Yep, he's a BS.
Heavy.
All right, MJ. Well, all the best. I'll see you in about 3 hours.
Righto, boys.
See you, Matthew.
You boys doing the overseas terminal tomorrow?
We are. I'll see you down there. I'll see you tonight as well.
It's good too. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's
beautiful.
Yeah.
Righto, mate. See you, mate. Morning glory tomorrow, folks. So you'll catch up with Matthew and the team. The Kangaroos' 23-man squad set to be named. So this typically gets named on the Monday after the grand final. Kevin Walter is set to debut apparently 7 players, according to Michael Chamis, in the Sydney Morning Herald. Reece Walsh, Mark Nwanganetawazi, Bradman Best, Keon Kalamatangi, Ethan Strange, Jacob Preston, and Blake Brayley. Well, there you go, Fletchy boy.
Yeah, no, there's they're looking. It's certainly a team to look forward to the future with Reece, Bradman Best. I suppose
Preston deserves it, doesn't he?
Ethan Strange, Blake Brayley. Yeah, well, they both do. There's not a player there where you would say, no, they don't deserve to go.
No.
It's whether about what Kevy's going to do with this. Like, is he going to? You'd imagine Nathan's going to be there. You would imagine Munster's going to be there. Does that mean Mitchy Moses, Tommy Dearden?
No, so the absentees, it looks as though, James Tedesco's ruled himself out. Tom Trebojevic, Latrell Mitchell, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, they've got injuries.
Yeah.
Liam Martin's going to miss the tour. So that's the opportunity for Preston on that right back rower edge.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be with his partner for their the expected birth of their child.
They having twins? Did I read somewhere they're having twins? Not sure.
Mitch Moses, Ben Hunt, they look as though they're all going to miss.
Tommy
Dearden's there.
Tommy Dearden's there?
He'll be there. Yep. And who else was there? 1300-01-1170. Staggs, I think you'll find he will find himself in that side as well. The NRL Grand Final, according to the Bomber, Peter Bedell, staying in Sydney in 2026 as the New South Wales government strikes a deal. So, I tell you what, it's worked out for them this year, hasn't it? New South Wales government banking on the grand final. You pick up Melbourne and you pick up Brisbane. Holy dooly.
I mean, we can't, until Brisbane get a bigger stadium, it's never going to move.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look at the flight prices in the break.
They're doing that. They're gouging.
Is there gouging? It's not. Where's Joycey? What's a peak day? Look, for the Broncos fans coming down, Melbourne Storm fans coming up, when's the peak travel day?
Friday night.
Or
Saturday morning.
Yep.
Saturday morning, if you want to really go to town, you'd be on the races.
Yep. Oh, the Epsom. Yep.
Go to the races Saturday. Then you might come on Fletchy's food tour that night down to Chinatown. I'll take you to this sick Korean joint. Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, I'd actually love to do that myself.
Over to soju.
Yeah.
The Koreans, they're mad.
I've not. See, Fletch, I've not met anyone who loves the city so much as you. I've realised.
Yeah.
So I'll do anything I can not to have to come into the city. You're just popping in there all the time, aren't you?
I've got little shifty rorts though.
Yeah.
So this is not overnight. This is 40 years of shifty rorts.
That's right.
From the old illegal casinos down there in Dixon Street to, maybe some would say, salacious massage parlours.
Oh, okay.
Further around the corner on George Street.
Right.
To the pleasure chest. I could take you on a tour of the city and it'll only have to be the southern part. And you would... Gibbo's desperate because I've given him a little taste.
I know.
I've given him a little taste. Gibbo is desperate for an afternoon because you can start it off with golf simulator
Yes.
in town. Then you can go to the Jeff Toovies.
Yes.
Then you can go get your feet rubbed.
Yes.
Go and get a.
Have you done all of this in one go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the triple. That's the trifecta.
Do you get around the custard puffs? You know,
Love
the
a custard
the little
puff.
window.
You got to line up for them.
Oh,
No other machine in the world.
Have you mostly done this by yourself, firstly?
I've done it by myself.
Or
I've
you like to
done it with-
kidnap someone with you?
I've had one guy. I've had two guys. Nathan Wood and I. We used to do this regularly. But I've also had a big party, like about
right.
10 dudes.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what I'm like? I have to show them. If
Yeah.
I think it's a good experience.
I love it.
I feel that everyone else would
It's
enjoy
the
it.
passion, Brian. Let's
Yeah.
go back to your crusty puffs.
Oh, it's a machine that people line. It's like very primitive, but people line up. It's near the Covent Garden there, and people just line up for like there'd be 100 in the line.
Emperor's Garden.
Emperor's Garden. That's it. And it's a little hole in the wall.
Custard.
These little. You watch it. It's all mechanical. It goes. It's like in a factory.
Yep.
Little ball boop, into the oil, pops up. Curry puffs, and inside is like custard.
Curry?
Sorry, custard puffs, not curry. Oh, that's a good idea.
And what people are just queuing up for this.
Queuing up, and it's only Arthur.
Yeah, right.
It's only Arthur Ashe. That's another great rort in Chinatown.
Yeah.
I'll never get rid of cash in Chinatown.
Quick one, boys.
Hit me.
Flights Friday morning.
Yep.
This is from Melbourne. Friday morning. Back on Monday morning. Give me a price. I've got the cheapest here.
What airline?
You're going Virgin. This is the cheapest I can find. Virgin on the way out. Qantas on the way back.
I reckon it's a $5.50 each way.
Yeah, I'm saying 1,600.
$4.38 return.
That's cheap.
Not been gouged.
$4.38 return.
I'm not seeing any gouging.
Okay, what about back
that-
Sunday night?
That's Melbourne, right?
That's Melbourne.
Yeah, there'll be more
Brisbane.
demand from Brisbane.
Yeah, more.
Let's check
Go Brizzy.
Brizzy